Hey all, it's Nikos here. I'm back from vacation and we are going to do our weekly Forex forecast for July the 30th? Yes, to August the 3rd. And we also include Bitcoin, 6 pairs plus Bitcoin. As you know, the markets are not that volatile during the summer months usually. So in July we didn't have much. I had just one trade running on USDN and made some profits, but now it's back where it came from a month ago, and where it actually started. And I'll see also on many pairs we don't have much activity. So for swing traders like myself or many of our members, there's not much to do. It's actually holiday vacation time, so take a rest. But it's also, of course, a good time to just practice patience. And for day traders and scalpers, there are more opportunities for sure. But for swing trading, you need really to relax and wait for the volatility and for the big moves again. Okay, so let's start right away. I'll start with the Australian dollar, US dollar. And on the weekly chart, you'll see we had a nice trend line break. Price came all the way down, finding previous major support and retracing, and again it's testing the same area. And as you can see already, when I zoom in a little bit, you'll see that we have a lot of spikes on the weekly chart. So the last couple of months is not really going anywhere. And when we check our daily chart, you'll see also there's not much going on really. So for us, when we see a chart like this, we avoid trading, or we try to really focus on lower time frames or maybe scalping strategies to take advantage of small moves in this area. For that, you can go to the 4-hourly or even 1-hourly chart. You can figure out if there is any range. For example, you have a lot of touches in this area, a false break here, you have most touches also down here. So you can see that this area, the price is moving between this and this area. It's sometimes moving out of there, but not really changing a direction. So as long as your trade bounces on support and resistance, using maybe 50-minute, 1-hourly charts to trade in between this range, you are okay and good to go. But everything else needs time, and the market is not ready for any big swing moves there. Okay, GBPJPY, you will see more or less the same thing is happening here. We have a trend line break on the weekly, we have horizontal resistance, price did break this area, came all the way back up, and now it's just sitting here. And on the daily chart, you'll see there's more movement. You have higher highs and higher lows, but there's too much resistance, and there's not really anything going for big swing or position trades. What you could try to do is just use the previous lows in combination with a trend line extension. It's ending up here, it's the third touch. So if you get a bounce here, it might react and move all the way back up to here, or maybe even up to the extension of this trend line. But again, right now this is your zone, your ranging zone, and you can take advantage of this area if you like to. But again, you want to do this on lower time frames, 4-hourly charts. It's pointing down, by the way. 1-hourly charts, wait for a 1, 2, 3. You can use your Renko charts, take action there. Maybe you get some nicer setups on M6 or M3. Look, M3, you get all the 1, 2, 3s, not much going on. You see, when you see a chart like this, you already know there's not much to trade other than just scalping up and down all the time, right? And when price is breaking, you just go with the flow and go with the main trend and take advantage of the bounces close to the 36 in this case, because there's not much else you actually can do here. I hope that makes sense. The Euro-US dollar, same thing. We have 3 touches, the extension ending up here, major resistance, horizontal resistance back then, acting as support. Here again, support. On the daily chart, look at this, spiking all over the place. You just simply draw a trend line and say, okay, I trade in between here as a day trader or scalper, but everything else is really not my business right now because we don't have any setups above or below, so we keep it really cool and simple. GBP US dollar moved, but again, last weeks you can see it's not going anywhere. Horizontal support in this area from down here to here. This whole area is support. We had some spikes. Look at the daily chart. There's your line. There's the 36 combination. Price not going anywhere, so I wouldn't touch anything unless again it's bouncing here, and really probably spiking would be best. And the same thing here, and if you see a reaction, you just try it to target this area or the other way around unless it breaks. And if it breaks, you just check again and do your top down approach, see if it makes sense to trade above or below here. The euro yen, you'll see that happens on most of the pairs, so we don't want to overtrade. Make sure, as I said before, it's a nice time to practice patience from the higher time frames. On the lower time frames, you can still draw your trend lines. Here's the first touch, the fourth touch. Price might break this area, so maybe you want to look into some longs if it's going up. There is more resistance here, but your main target and goal would be this high, later on this high. Okay. USD yen, that was only one trade I took before I left. That was, I think it was this one. No, the second one. This 1, 2, 3, placing just an order, and I got some good profits on the first and second lot. But now I'll see the price is actually at the same level where I bought. So the remaining lot is still not doing much, and I just wait actually for something to happen here. I will not reinstate any position. I just keep the remaining one because I don't like the low volatility. It's not my thing. And now for day and trader scalper, of course, you can look for nice breaks here. And if it breaks, you just get in, target those highs on the 1 hourly, 4 hourly chart, maybe 50-minute chart setups, or again, you use your Renko charts and wait for some nice setups on the break here on 6 or 12, depending really on how it looks. Okay, I would just wait for a break in M6, not trying to get in too early on M3, just let's wait for higher high and higher low first. Okay. We also have the Bitcoin, and on the Bitcoin, don't get too excited. I know people, always say, hey, it will go up, it will go up. Yes, it did go up after the bounce here, but now what happens, it's also finding your resistance area. So price is close to resistance, and if that's not breaking for sure, you want to be careful on Bitcoin. You'll see it has trouble breaking this area, so the best thing is, if it could break this at least a little bit, give you 1, 2, 3, and if you get a setup over this line, or at least close to this line, a higher high and higher low, and it's actually moving above this area, then you can look for longs. But use the daily chart as a filter first to make sure you're not just, sometimes we use our fantasy because we want something to happen, but if it's not really happening, don't do it, don't trade. And I would just wait for this first, and if that doesn't happen, you can still use the bounces, draw a trend line here, and you see a nice bounce or spike in this area. You can use this to trade the shorts and target the support line coming from the weekly chart actually. Okay, so that's it for this week. Also, don't forget that we have a live workshop running starting on Friday, and it will be powerful. Let me see where that link is. It's about strategies that big fund managers use, plus a MACD strategy that I used years ago with a lot of success. It still works. It's just I like to keep things simple, and I'm not using it anymore. But you can use it as an extra confirmation It's always great because it's really showing you some nice areas where you can enter safely, and the goals and targets could be huge using this MACD strategy. I actually created an indicator for that shows you also the divergences correctly, so you can combine what you know already. Even if you don't trade our strategy, if price is close to support and resistance, you can use this divergence strategy, very simple, and combine it with the bounces and breakouts to get in, maybe or to add to existing positions, because most of the time it just works. We explain everything in much detail on the website. You can also find the link below this video here on YouTube. And again, if you like what you see and if you think it's helpful to you, please comment below, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you soon. Okay, enjoy the rest of the week. Catch up. Bye.